Hi everyone, welcome to Life and Literature. My name's Emily. If you don't already know, I talk all things books, book related, and today I'm going to be talking all things After We Collided film spoilers. If you haven't seen the film, or you don't want to know any spoilers yet, or you just don't really want to know anything, then this is probably not the video for you. But if you have seen the film or you love a good spoiler, then please keep on watching. So the film actually came out for the UK about a month ago now. It's been out for a while. It's been slowly coming out more and more in completely different areas, and I think the US is one of the last people to get it released, and it gets released very soon. So I think a lot of people are very excited to finally see what all the hype is about. Even if they've seen a lot of spoilers online and a lot of clips, they haven't seen the whole thing yet, I hope, because it obviously helps the film to sit and watch it, to go either to the cinema, download it, and just support the franchise. I already know that there will be 2 more films in the After series, which they are currently filming at the moment, which we'll get into as a side note after my initial thoughts of After We Collided, the film. So I thought I would give some pros and some cons, because every film has them, even franchises that we love and wish so much of. Every film has them. So the pros I will start with of After We Collided. I'll start with the characters themselves. Josephine Langford is an amazing actress. I said this in my non-spoilers. She is an amazing actress. She knows how to captivate a scene. She knows how to just engulf you in like the emotional turmoil she's going through, and she is the perfect Tessa. I think everyone can say that she is, in my eyes anyway. She's definitely an amazing Tessa. So apart from her, then you have Hero, who plays Hardin, and he is an amazing actor. I won't put anything past him. I think him and Josephine's characters and chemistry is enlightening. It's beautiful to watch. They've definitely developed from the first film massively, and I think he is growing, he's learning. The only problem I had with him is in the initial film they made him very cutesy and not Hardin, that's what I want to say. They didn't make him tough enough, and in this film they start to show that he's got a bit of this initial scaredness of being in a relationship, what that means, having someone he loves, and they can so easily take that away. Someone else being in control, I think, is very new to him, and I don't think he likes it. And it's interesting to see that start to develop in the film. It needed to be in that first film, no matter what anyone says. It needed that initial knowing of his kind of almost hatred with being vulnerable. We start to see that with this film, so I quite enjoyed to see him be vulnerable and be scared of being vulnerable. There is a lot of passion, there is a lot of romance, there is quite a few sex scenes, or insinuating anyway that that's what it's leading to, which I enjoyed. I thought it was right in the moment that they were there, and they didn't overexpose the amount. Now, the casting as well, I think, was a massive pro. The casting for Vance, Kim, little baby Hardin, and Trevor, I think, was perfect for this film. Now, I know definitely Vance, Kim, and I think Hardin, from what people are saying, little Hardin, are all being recasted, including London. He is getting recast as well. We've already seen that Chance, who was in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, has been recast to play him. I don't know, with the drama that circulates, what has gone on there. Anna Todd is being rather quiet, but at the end of the day, we will see what happens. So everyone, from what I've seen, is still going to support the film. It's just a bit of clarity. I think some people want to know what's going on. So we're all in the same boat. We're just waiting to know. But from what it looks like, the people that they've recast to look very similar. And it will just be interesting to see how their acting is portrayed in the new films, when there's a lot of deeper, darker issues with Tessa herself and her past, which I'm very, very excited for them to delve into. Now, the cons. I was very careful in my original review to be very considerate, because I know we'd been waiting for these films, and I know the time, effort, all the producers, directors, actors and Anna Todd had gone through to make sure this film has so much essence of the book. But I found the film was very fast paced, to the point that I really just wanted them to just stop for a moment. Just stop, let me sink it all in. I found it a bit easier because I'd read all the books. I knew the pretense before different scenes, I knew the context, I knew some of the inside jokes, some of the things mentioned, but I just felt it was just too fast paced. It made it quite challenging at times to go from one really in-depth dark scene, which you know holds very high importance, to another really deep dramatic scene. They go from a huge argument at the frat house on New Year's Eve, and Tessa kisses somebody else, and there's this huge anger, and Hardin doesn't come back, but then Tessa has this gut feeling something's wrong. She goes out looking for him, then she gets in a car accident, then they break up and Hardin leaves her, then Hardin wants to be with her again, so he just surprises her at the surprise party engagement for Kimberly and Vance. So it was very, very whirlwind. I mean, the book is a very big whirlwind of emotion and drama and so much information to take on. There's even stuff I don't even remember now, that I'm sure every time I read the book I relearn all these amazing things. But I just felt that it needed an extra half hour added to that film, so that there could be even a few minutes in between each to kind of finish one scene and gently move on to the other. So I feel like that was more hard to kind of wrap my head around. I'm sure that when the film comes out again properly, I'll watch it again and maybe I'll feel different. But I feel very strongly about that now. The other con I had is, even though the fight with Molly was perfect, I thought Jo was just amazing in seeing her kind of anger and comedy with that scene. But it was so awkward. The scene leading up to that, she had some really good lines, and nothing against the actors and actresses that play Hardin's frat friends, things like Steph and Molly and Zed, but just the scenes of them interacting just felt very rehearsed, very awkward. It kind of felt like, really, I think the way, I'm not saying I'm a director, but it felt like almost you want them to be just generally having a party, and there'd be a camera there, and only Hardin and Tessa know what's happening. Like Josephine and Hero only knew their lines, so everyone else could just generally just be comfortable and interact. It felt very much like they all knew something was going to happen. Everyone kind of was a little bit stiff as a board. I kind of wanted more. Everyone's supposed to be drunk, everyone's supposed to be off their tits, but it felt more, it felt very rushed, very rehearsed, and it was very awkward. I think also Tessa's ex being waiting by her car when she goes to see her mum, and then her mum have him on the phone and trying to find out where Tessa is, also having a photo. I don't know if some people caught it, but there was a sneaky little photo where there was a still picture of Tessa and Noah in the background of her mum's, where she was phoning from. I assume they were saying like she was at work or somewhere, but her in the background still with the ex, and that was a bit weird. The fact that the mum calls Noah and everything, I just thought was not needed. That kind of weird, awkward relationship, I think, was a whole other element that just wasn't needed, really. I feel like Noah didn't really... I know they kind of must have wanted him in the scenes, but I just feel like it was just irrelevant to have him in that period. But other than that, I think... overall, I think it ticks a lot of boxes from what I expected, what I wanted from this new film. But it also left a lot of open ends. It left a lot of questioning, and it's going to be interesting with majority of your new cast. It's going to be a bit odd. I think the friends, if they decide to recast like Zed, Molly and Steph, I feel like they shouldn't bother. I don't think it's worth recasting them if it's just going to be for a small scene, because it's too much complication, especially for people that haven't read the books initially. Like my friend who came with me, she hadn't read the books, so she had a few questions after the film because there was a few things she couldn't understand, how people were like had come together, and she kind of needed reminding. So I think overall I did enjoy the film. I just hope that it seems from the last film they did learn some of the lessons and moved forward, whereas I feel like again they got to learn a few more lessons and go ahead again. Now, moving in quickly to the drama, there has been major drama with After and the new film. After We Fell. I think they're calling it After We Fell. I haven't seen if they're going to change that or maybe play on the title a bit, but After We Fell is the scenes, from what I can tell, they're filming at the moment. They've been filming in a college, and I think that's the only kind of outside things we're going to see. So it's been interesting to see them kind of be back in their characters. Josephine looks beautiful, she looks stunning as ever, and her costumes and outfits are just perfect. Hardin's all in black, as he should be, and Hero's hair has grown out, which I know a lot of people are excited about, because that's a huge part of Heroes. It's a huge part of Hardin's character, of him growing out his hair. I think as well it will be really interesting because this is more geared towards Tessa and her past and how she's dealing with it, and it'd be quite nice to see kind of Josephine is the main character, even though a lot of it feels like is more geared towards Hero. I think Josephine deserves so much recognition for the amazing job she has done in this franchise, and she continues to be so humbled and sweet and very caring of the fan base whenever she speaks in interviews, and she seems to understand Tessa to a T, which is just what everyone wanted. But I just really hope that going forward she just has a break. It'd be really nice. She seems to have done a lot of crying in both films, and it'd just be nice when they do After Ever Happy, then that she kind of gets her moments of just pure bliss. I think she deserves it, and I think Josephine deserves some happy scenes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. If there's anything you would like me to comment on more specifically about After, or After We Collided, or After We Fell, or After Ever Happy, which I haven't reviewed yet. I kind of put off because it does have major spoilers for the rest of the franchise, but if that is something you'd be interested in, then please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.